If there is one thing that you want AI to automate in your life right now, I mean, I know it'll change, but let's say in your life right now, what could that be?
I need my own robo, and you also need your own robo because we'll have so much work for it to do.
I would love to have like something that does all my work and everything for sure.
So essentially, think of it as a combination of deep research and computer use. So in deep research, what you give it a topic to research, it'll actually go through multiple different websites and give you a summary of what it is, right? You can actually generate reports. You can do actions or perform actions on a website. You can fill spreadsheets with a lot of information, and you can also create presentations. So let's take a persona of like a PM who is working at maybe Zoom, right? Video conferencing software. So it went to Google Play Store. It's searching for what you asked for. It's looking at reviews, right?
That's very important, I think. So people can connect all these dots together. Otherwise, if it just puts the output, then people may not be completely confident in how it's doing versus doing this.
I haven't seen Comet work more than 2 to 3 minutes, but ChatGPT can go for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour. So we can ask an agent to go select all their names, LinkedIn profiles, and also put that into a spreadsheet, and also create a customized message and put it into spreadsheet.
Even for Flavor Fusion, right? My partner basically goes to like bunch of these websites and stuff, comments on them to get those additional visibilities and stuff. So this can do all of it and get the leads.
And you can also, like in your area, you can ask it to look at all the grocery stores and give the contacts of them, and also maybe send an email to them asking if you are willing to display our product or something like that, right?
Oh, it's still researching it. For us, the most important thing, especially for PMs, right? See the top negative thing.
Hello. Hey, what's up, guys?
Yes, sir, boys.
A lot of new releases. There were like, I think 8 to 10 releases just last week, right? So which one should we talk about?
Before we get into the topic, right? So I was thinking like maybe I want to ask a simple question to you guys. If there is one thing that you want AI to automate in your life right now, I mean, I know it'll change, but let's say in your life right now, what could that be?
Maybe create me a customized plan every day to manage work and kid.
So you need an Optimus, a robo.
Yes, I need a robo.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
And like me and my wife always, like, we keep chatting about Optimus doing all of our chores, and we enjoying. And she's like, okay, I need my own robo, and you also need your own robo because we'll have so much work for it to do. Yeah, that's on the funnier side, but I wish all of my newsletter research is done by some agent through and through. At this
That
point,
would
it's
be
all
cool.
bits and pieces, using multiple tools. So it's taking a lot of time for me. So if it's able to do that, I'll maybe process that and write it in my style. But I want to do I want it to do all the research for me. What about you?
I mean, for me, like I would love to have like something that does all my work and everything for sure. Maybe like one thing that was running in my mind was like even cooking, right? I barely do cooking, but I feel like if there is something that can just do everything by itself and give some delicious food, I don't have to worry about it. Like come home, like come in the morning, your lunch and whatever you need to pack is ready. Come in the evening, dinner is ready. Yeah, that'll be good. I came across something called Posha. I think last week or something. It's a like robot that cooks and stuff. All you need to do is like give all the ingredients and set a timer or something like that, and then it just cooks everything and keeps it. Apparently, it's back ordered or something like that right now.
Nice. Maybe for all the viewers out there, Funny has started a company called Flavor Fusion, which is probably trying to solve the problem that you mentioned, Funny, which is, I know, the big problem, especially for people who don't know cooking, right?
Can you
Yeah.
give like a quick pitch
Yeah.
about Flavor Fusion, Funny?
Yeah, sure. Like general context, right? Indian cooking is very tedious and time consuming. And many a times what happens is you don't get the right ingredients, especially for a person like me who barely cooks. Even I can mess up a very basic egg bhurji as well. So for people like me, if you want to get a consistent taste, very healthy ingredients and stuff, and don't have to think about any kind of recipe and stuff, we've created ready to cook meals, which creates the base curry for the Indian curries. So you can just use that, add water, cook it for some time, add your protein, cook it for some time, and you're done. And the taste would be great. No preservatives, all natural. So yeah.
So for all the viewers out there who haven't tried, Maybe they should try. It's really good. I mean, probably funny. We'll share a link there, so if viewers, if anyone wants, they can try it out.
Yeah. Our pitch, our video is sponsored by Flavor Fusion.
Yes.
And funny, where can they find it, right? So where, if they want to buy it, right? Like, where is it available? Where can they go in and buy it?
Yeah, you can go to our website flavorfusionfoods.com, or if you want to like understand more about the product, you can find the channel Flavor Fusion Foods on Instagram as well, and then you will find all the content that you need. You can choose the products and then order it. Cool, awesome. Let's start, boys. So I know we wanted to try a few videos today. One of the thing was ChatGPT agent, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to start the conversation that way. Right? What is one thing that we wanted to automate? So my understanding is pick few topics, try what the agent can do, and then showcase that to our audience. So let's get started.
Yeah. So before we get started, right? So people might be wondering what agent is, right? So there are like so many definitions of different agents and all. But today we're going to talk about ChatGPT agent. So essentially think of it as a combination of deep research and computer use. So in deep research, what you give it a topic to research, it'll actually go through multiple different websites and give you a summary of what it is, right? And computer use actually helps you navigate into different websites, maybe scrape the data or look at certain information and get you back the information you want. But what agent does is it's a powerful combination of both of these. So it's actually, if you give it a task, it'll actually go through a bunch of websites, go look at the information, open the websites, understand it, and then give you a summary of it. So maybe we'll start with a very simple use case. I think they have like multiple use cases that you can use for agent mode. You can actually generate reports, you can do actions or perform actions on a website, you can fill spreadsheets with a lot of information, and you can also create presentations looking at certain information in websites. So all of this are possible, but today what I'm thinking is, right, so let's take a persona of like a PM who is working at maybe Zoom, right, a video conferencing software. So this PM basically wants to look at reviews in App Store and also their competitor reviews. What does the PM do? Normally, if you didn't have access to agent, what you would have gone to the website, looked at all of the ratings and tried to understand what are good, what are bad, and can I use any of that for insight so that I can make the product better, or also look at competitors offerings and where they are good, doing good or bad, and so on and so forth. So let's try to give it to the ChatGPT agent and see what it does as we are watching.
So before we go into the topic, right? So I know you explore a bunch of these tools and stuff. So other than ChatGPT agent, like what are the other agents that are available in the market if someone wants to explore, right?
Yeah. So there are different types of platforms that you can create agents for. So ChatGPT agent is more like, okay, you give it a prompt, it'll actually do certain things, but it's still limited. There are also extensive agent platforms like N8N and Lindy. So think of these both as you can actually go in and build all the workflows which you wanted to. So imagine you are like maybe like a marketing team who's trying to get leads of customers and all. So for that, a marketing team has to basically maybe do a lot of marketing, messaging, and all of that stuff. And when somebody replies to some of these marketing messages, the individual person has to pitch certain things and they might have questions. There's back and forth, and then maybe they'll schedule a call where they'll demo their product, right? All of these things happen manually. But you can actually create an agent which does all of these things and schedules an automatic call. And then the person actually comes in and talks about the product or demos the product. So all of the things which a manual person had to do are all gone and performed by an agent now.
Awesome.
So
So
yeah,
one question, right? So out of all these tools that you tried and used, so you said N8 and ChatGPT agent, and what is the other one?
Lindy,
Lindy.
Lindy.
Which one do you prefer?
So I think, yeah, each one has its strengths and weaknesses, right? So Lindy is more like, okay, it's like a drag and drop. Anybody could use it. So you already have pre-built modules. So you have a chat GPT analyze module, you have like a spreadsheet builder, you have like an automatic reply, LinkedIn message reply bot, and all of those things. So essentially you can actually tag all of those things together and create an agent for your workflow. So it's very simple. But N8N, you have to actually try and configure these things, and it's more like you need a little bit of a coding background to create an agent in N8N. But N8N, you can do a lot more than what Lindy allows, because Lindy, you are limited by the agents and pre-built configurations that are available inside, right? So, and And I think one other thing which I forgot is Zapier. Zapier is also moving in the direction of Lindy, where you have like all of these pre-built zaps which you can combine and create a workflow together.
Yeah, I would love to have Zapier create all of these agents, right? Because they already have crazy amount of integrations. And if they can extend their integrations onto this, it'll be like amazing for people. Cool. Maybe Sidhu, can we try these things? I know we were specifically planning to talk about ChatGPT agent. Can we also show one of these other tools like N8N or Lindy?
Yeah, I think let's maybe do an in-depth video on that, Funny, because it'll take us to time to actually configure them and make it running. So I think once we spend like the 1 hour or 2 hours, it's easier for us to just show how it's actually doing that stuff. Okay, let's get started here. I'll share my screen. So okay, so again, as we discussed, right, we're taking this persona who is like a PM who is working for Zoom and who wants to look at all the reviews of their product and also competitor product. So the prompt is simple as like open all of these different websites, go to the App Store and Android Play Store, record each app's average star rating, total view count, and also the top 5 reviews and so on and so forth. Let's just give it a task and see what it does. So it's setting up a desktop. So what do you mean by setting up a desktop here is it actually has like a terminal which it's opening, which it's actually going in and searching and doing all the computer use kind of things. So it's and one other good thing is this is all recorded and you can actually go back and see what it all did. So it will actually record the whole video.
Nice.
So how is it going to your own app store?
No, it's not my app store. So it's again like a separate computer. So it's basically invoking this instance in cloud and doing it all for you. So it's not using your computer, let's say.
No.
And the beauty here is you can actually run like 10, 12 different processes. You don't need to just stick to this chat. So it went to Google Play Store. It's searching for what you asked for. It's looking at reviews, right?
It's reminding me of a project that I did during MBA times. So I think this was a project where the company was trying to understand if they should build an augmented reality classes. And this is a manufacturing company where people come and do a lot of physical work, right? They were trying to see if an AR glasses would be very helpful to understand things and stuff. And the project that I did was going to each and every of these Play stores, understanding the feedback that the customers are giving, and thinking about like whether people are having this pain point where they couldn't figure out these specific tools and stuff, and giving such an app would be beneficial. This is exactly doing the same thing what it did, right? Going to all of the Play stores, getting all the reviews, positive, negative.
Yeah. And it also actually, you can see what it's thinking through, right? So it's saying, okay, I'm reviewing this, I'm looking at this stuff. And it's actually going and also clicking at all of these places. See, I'm gathering the top 5. So it's actually, you're seeing its thought process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very important. I think so. People can connect all these dots together. Otherwise, if it just puts the output, then people may not be completely confident in how it's doing versus doing this way.
And many a times it's wrong too. These agents just hallucinate in between, because I was asking some question to like GPT some time back, and it was fairly confident about the answer. And I was questioning, okay, how can it be like this confident? Then when I went and just Googled, I found that it's wrong. Then I went and said, hey, looks like it's wrong. Can you check it? Like it is as simply like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is the right one now. Now I
Yeah.
can go back, review the video to see what it exactly did, what are the reviews it took.
Yeah, see, this is the video side. When I go back and play the video, right, you can see all the things it was doing before.
Mm.
So, yeah, just scroll it to this point. This is the live portion.
Yeah. Sidhu, let me ask you this question, right? Last week we were doing the review for Comet. Comet is doing a similar thing where it's using your logged in website or logged in session to do some of these things and then finally give you an outcome. So, how do you see? I mean, obviously, this is better. It can do like anything compared to the logged in session. And it also, I believe, records and gives all the steps and everything, right? What's your thought on like the comparison between these two?
So both of them, what I think is funny, I think both have different use cases which we can use it for. For ChatGPT, right? So anything that you need a credential to log in and all, ChatGPT won't do it, right? And also on a lot of websites, we are getting this. You cannot actually browse this as an agent. So it's a lot of websites are blocking ChatGPT agent. But when you go to Comet, right? Comet, you're already logged in. So it can actually go in and read all of the stuff which it doesn't need a login for. So for anything that you need a login in a workflow, Comet is better to use. For anything you don't need a login, ChatGPT is best because ChatGPT actually does it for an extended period of time. I haven't seen Comet work more than 2 to 3 minutes, but ChatGPT can go for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour. Like we have been talking for more than I think 6-7 minutes, right? So it's still going, searching everything. Look at the extensive research it's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just put this use case to a lot of different things, right? Imagine you want to, so let's take it, put our podcasting, right? We want to maybe invite the 100 YC founders who have a YC company, right? Who have been admitted to YC. So we can ask an agent to go collect all their names, LinkedIn profiles, and also put that into a spreadsheet, and also create a customized message and put it into spreadsheet. Now you just have all the list, and we can actually reach out to all of these people. So that agent can do that easily for you.
Makes sense. Even for us to like get familiarized with these people, right? It can give you all the context, all the background, what they did in the recent times, so that when we have a conversation with them, we can talk about, hey, you did this recently. Like how is that? Connect with them basically.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking that we should start using Comet to invite guests to our podcast.
Yeah.
And we were spending a lot of time doing that, right? So I don't know. I don't know how people will receive it, but let's see and see. Like if we at least get 2 or 3 accepts from that and convert that into a podcast episode, that
Yeah. It's a virtual assistant for all of us.
Yeah, true. I could think of like so many use cases, even for Flavor Fusion, right? We spend a lot of like manual time, like figuring out a bunch of these things. This can literally automate all of that stuff. All the comments that you're talking about, like my partner basically goes to like bunch of these websites and stuff, comments on them to get those additional visibilities and stuff. So this can do all of it and get the leads.
And you can also, like in your area, you can ask it to look at all the grocery stores and give the contacts of them, and also maybe send an email to them asking if you are willing to display our product or something like that, right?
Yeah, very true. Wow, it's still researching it.
Yeah.
Actually, while this happens, right? Sidhu, can you open N8N and show us like probably a preview of how it looks like? N8N or Lindy, whichever you think has better.
N8N, I have a subscription. So let's go to N8N. Yeah, and all of so this is an instance. You go here inside. So similar to any what do you say?
Can you zoom in a little bit more?
Yeah, similar to any platform tool, right? Where you can build workflows. Yeah, you go start and go create a workflow. Then you actually get an editor. And there's also an assistant which you can ask questions on. Okay, how can I customize this, configure this, and all of that? And then you go, and then so you have these trigger points, right? So for each, like there's a manual trigger which you can add. Then there's also an action, and you can actually go in and get information from all of these. So imagine you have some customer information in Airtable. You can actually go get their name, customize a separate message for them, and go follow up with the feedback which they've given, something like that. And then there's also the core, like where you can actually have HTTP requests, webhooks, and all of that. So it's more technical, right? So you actually can talk to endpoints, webhooks, and all of that stuff.
And there's even if you have basic knowledge, I mean, for product managers, this is definitely a good thing, right? We have that basic knowledge, we understand, and then we can automate things. Yeah.
So imagine Lindy and Zapier as like the iPhones of the world, and N8N as like Android, right? You can do more customizations, you can go into more depth and all of that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think we should definitely maybe create one workflow for product managers, and then walk people through how we built it, and then show them how N8N works.
Yeah, let's do a separate video.
A good video. Yep.
Awesome.
But I liked it, like how PMs can see that end-to-end view how it's interacting with various things. Then that'll be cool to see.
Yeah, so looks like the agent actually came up with something. So it worked for 9 minutes, and you can actually look at the whole video here of what it did. So it went in and gave us like the table, right? It says competitor, Zoom workplace. Rating is
As
4.1,
comparing Zoom, WebEx, Google Meet.
Google Meet. Looks like, yeah, Google Meet has a lot of good reviews. Top positives, users said Zoom worked well for online classes, meetings, describing it as a good experience and amazing for joining sessions. Only one of the 5 newest reviews contained praise, simply calling the app excellent. Okay. Must be a lot of bot reviews or something like that.
I think for us, the most important thing, especially for PMs, right? See the top negative themes. It's like complaints focused on heavy battery draining, and then
Yeah. So you see complaints focused on heavy. Yeah.
yeah,
That was
battery draining and
interesting.
performance. Recent reviews reported technical problems. What is the last one? Complaint email focuses on email identifier and doesn't let them use their phone number. See, if
Yeah.
I'm a PM for Google Meet, this is very interesting to see, right?
Yeah. And I see that problem too, Funny. So something happened at work that my email got deleted. So I was not able to log into meetings.
Oh,
But in Teams, if you don't have an email, it'll actually give you a phone link which you can call into.
that is very true.
So that's obviously a problem which there. Yeah.
Makes sense.
And it also gives some observations, right? Zoom maintains a very large user base and moderately high rating. Okay. The most reviews are skew positive, but users did flag serious battery drain issues, which it already told. WebEx, far fewer reviews. Recently received mostly negative feedback in the latest patch. WebEx, not much of bunch of people use it, right? Google Meet has the highest ratings and review volume. Recent users praised its reliability and ease of connection, though was an isolated complaint about phone number sign-in limitations. Okay.
Awesome, Sidhu. This is great. Like, before we close the video, right? Let's briefly talk about what are the other things that we can automate. Like, let's think about product managers and the things that we do on a daily basis. Okay. Research for sure, like the example that you showed today. What else do you think product managers can do?
I'm thinking market research. Obviously, we have looked at market research, right? I think that's the ideal case here. And competitor review, right? So imagine you're like building a consumer app and you have like a bunch of competitors. You want to know what they're doing and also what your reviews are and what people are thinking about your product, right? Then even looking at the market and the industry, right? Like where is the industry going? What is the overall TAM and so on and so forth? I think that's something which you can get. I think all of this, I think previously PMs spent a lot of time doing this, or they basically delegated this to like an big four consulting company who used to do all of the market research and give you like all the details and all of that.
I could also think of like basic automation, Sidhu. I'm sure these will be developed down the line. So when I think about myself, right, and we work in global companies, which means like from the time you sleep and wake up, there is a bunch of things that would have happened, and your first half an hour to 45 minutes typically goes in like catching up with all of those things, responding to all of those stuff. Imagine a world where you have a virtual assistant, and for any basic questions it will continue to respond instead of you, so that you don't have to like catch up on those things, and then anything that you need to respond, probably compile a list of things, so that first thing in the morning you can ask, hey, give me the list of things that I need to do based on what happened in the last 12 hours. It'll tell that, hey, I responded to all of these already, you don't have to worry about them, feel free to validate. These are 5 things that I don't know what to respond, like you can respond them. And out of these 5 things, these 2 are the priority because they came from your C-level executives and you need to respond right away. Or these 3 might not be a priority because these are like generic questions, but I don't know the answers of. Saves a lot of time.
That's a really good point you brought up. I mean, I too spend like close to 1 hour replying to hundreds of Teams messages, going into each, trying to understand even if I need to reply now or not, should I skip it and all. Another big thing which I felt was the number of approval requests that I get every day for our product, there's a like separate access process and all. Because being working in a bank, so we have a lot of restrictions. Like I have to go manually check everyone's profile to see if they are working for that team, they're correct and all, and go and validate and give approval and all. Like a lot of that stuff takes away 1 hour of my valuable time every day morning.
And I think that's also like that'll be like a superpower to the PM, right? So imagine a lot of times PMs are like, you must have seen this issue like 6 months back or worked on it 6 months back, but something suddenly pops up. You need to understand the context of what people are coming from. Like multiple people have multiple conversations, and also you don't understand the flows of the product, right? So you might have looked at it 6 months back. It's very hard to recall. So if there's something that is summarizing everything and say that, okay, these are all the flows which we have and all of that, right? That'll be like a lifesaver for a lot of PMs. I'd say.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
If it can crawl through the code, many times that's also a pain for me, especially like being platform PMs, right? You need to understand how your system is built so that you can give the right answers. Many times you're very reliant on engineers to go through the code and explain it. I mean, we can obviously go through the code and like figure out ourselves, but if it can do that and tell, hey, this is exactly how this integration works, would love it. Would love it. Yeah. Awesome. For everyone who watched the video until this time, hope you guys liked it. And you should definitely start using agents and automate a bunch of things that's happening in your life. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for getting more better videos like this. Thank you.
Yeah. And if anybody wants us to do a part 2 on N8N and Lindy, please spam agents in the comments so that we can create another video on this.